freshly flowered. She had happiness sewn in her smile, like a rainbow made up of sorrow. Walking down the wall to an hourglass on a stool. Padlock pastures for fools. Prices for spaces never to be used. Mountain shoulder side, and the ocean's carved out. Only God knows why. The grains count those minutes as the sun sets on man's forgetting. The immaculate saturation, Mother Earth dying of starvation. Survival of some, done by the hands of none. Great count those minutes as sunsets on man's civility. Yeah, what kind of Nirvana? If I know the song? If I know the song, I will definitely try it. I was gonna try and do a little recording, oh, hey Banana. Oh, thank you. Are you good, man? Are you doing well? That's always the question, man. I know how I feel inside. It's a whole bunch of craziness. I don't know. I mean, Nirvana to me, kind of, when you played acoustic, everything feels like the unplugged acoustic stuff, right? I don't know. What would Kurt Cobain sound like in his 40s? I do teach a good amount of Nirvana to my students just for the fact that Kurt writes outside of the key. If you know anything about music theory, there's a little bit of relativity that happens. And the most beautiful part about that is when you play like C, D, E, F, G, A, and B, and anything, it becomes just a program that all music is. That's what the radio is. In fact, a lot of radios don't even go through forms like verse, chorus, maybe a little bitty jam, and then another verse, and then chorus, and then the end of the song. That is pretty much a lot of music. Some of the music that I'm not the best guitar player that you know. Can I tell you a little funny thing? Somebody told me that when you find yourself being the smartest person in the room, that you should leave that fan group and get new friends where you're the dumbest person in the room. I think the same thing applies for music. When you think that you're the best player, you're not the best player. There's so much more that I have to learn, and I can't cram inside my head because I still have to remember how to time my shows. Yeah, let's see here. Do I know this song? know this song. What are the words, though? Oh, man, that's a funny one. I haven't thought about this tune in forever. I need to teach this one. Is it appropriate? I got to teach this one to I've got a student who's like 10 years old, and he loves Nirvana. Let's see if I can do it without the words. Let's see if I can do it with the words. I need an easy friend, I do, with an ear to learn, I do, then go fit the shoe, I do, but you have a clue, take advantage while, hand me out to try, but I can see you every night free, I do. Sorry, Stinson. They can't all be winners. They can't all be winners. Oh, that was fun. About a girl, huh? I'm gonna have to teach that to one of my students. I'm sure they will love the. From what I remember, the acoustic stuff, like the Nirvana acoustic, was always the grooviest because you could see them doing some old traditionals, some spirituals, which were really cool. I don't know if I'd be able to do "Man Who Sold the World," but that one's a good one. I think it was that band that did it, wasn't it? Because what is this one? The man who sold the world. I had to definitely work on that one. Anywho, thanks for humoring me. Yeah, absolutely. I do music. I teach, and when some students call off or I've got a gap and I'm not recording videos for music theory nonsense here, where I blah, 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 blah about music, I just try to take requests and hang out. Hopefully there's some return faces. I see a couple people. Banana, return. Let's see here. We have a little time here. I could probably put out something there for you, Stinson. Are you going to be a good boy, though? I just scoffed at 3 cannolis. I just scoffed 3 cannolis. That feels like a Zapper reference, is it not? Oh, you teach music as well? Awesome, possum. What type do you teach? Where are you? Ooh, Birmingham? Cool. Very cool. What age? Or do you do private lessons, private tutoring? Sloppy. Oh, lecturer. Cool. What subject? Just music? Do you talk about music theory? Cool, music and technology. I just kind of got into pedals myself. I'm trying to find my own calling music-wise. I don't know what the hell it is, but I try not to curse. Oh, namuna, jivana, jimanu. trovati mano nema, jevalai mano nema. Never realized how pentatonic-y this is. Anywho, if you enjoyed that, that's called Namo Naha Venaquesha. It's a wonderful chant to let go of that inner talking that's inside your head. So if you're one of those people that can't shut up inside your own head, that inner monologue, whether it's you talking to yourself or somebody else talking to you, try Eastern ragas or mantras. They're just something that lets you set your brain free from thinking, oh, I have laundry to do. Oh, I've got bills to pay. Oh, I'm hungry. Where am I gonna buy? You know? Deep breaths, a little meditation really helps. Try marigold. What is marigold? Should I look that up? Or is marigold a Nirvana song? It is really catchy. You know what would be funny? Not funny, but I haven't played like 90s music in forever. Feels like forever ago. Oh, it is a Nirvana song. Marigold, huh? Let me look it down up. Marigold, Nirvana, them quarteroos. Quarteranma. Yeah, I'm 45, 44. Some of this makes sense. She's there. Oh, man, Kurt. Loving the E to C sharp today. So she's there in case I won't. Oh, she's scared. Where's the chorus? G all in, slow, colored in, all in a row. I have no clue what this has. What album was this off of? Doesn't list what album's off. Let me grab my trusty pencil. Let me grab my pencil. These are my pants. Let me grab my trusty pencil and write it down, and then I'll look it up for us, and we can play it. Nirvana, N-I-N. No, that's Nine Inch Nails. N-I-R-V-A-N-A. Nirvana. And then Marigold. Shoot, I'll look it up. But I'll try and put that up. What's this? I'm not sure if use the mans or the womans or in-betweens. Does not matter. I'm glad you're here. If I just generally don't say this, but if you haven't already subscribed and looked at the channel, please do. And I'll look that one up. I don't know if I'd be able to even do this one. Yeah, I wouldn't even be able to do that one. I wish I was able to do more of this. Usually we plug in and I teach them a solo or two from stuff, but a lot of the stuff out there is inappropriate. And I always feel weird teaching Nirvana like 14-year-olds as well, because it's super inappropriate. I remember being young and hearing In Utero and being like, I have no clue what any of this means. And when I grew up, I was like, I am still too stupid. I teach Indian classical too. Good on you, man. I have gotten into the Eastern world, kind of like the, first off, my apologies, Western world, America. Second thing, we're not too different when it comes down to just the basics. Music has really opened my eyes to a lot of things. And then as far as like traditional melodies, whether it's Northern or Southern, for both, I love both different types. Not really into like the danceable stuff. And that's the same way I feel about Americana music. I'm not really into like, I just did a cover for somebody named Dove Cameron where it was like, and that was the whole thing. But like, if I was doing that groove and I was like, and like you hear that in your head, I would hear like, I would turn it into some sort of like, I would try to utilize almost all my diminished runs, all my whole step, half step stuff. And then when I learned that the do, re, mi, fa, sol, do, re, mi, the solfege, is the same thing as ma, pa, ra, ga. So that helped me to be a sitar player, and I've got a sitar and a vina and all sorts of things. I live on an island where nobody really else plays that, but I just met somebody, Hare Krishna to Saki, and they play the harmonium. So we've been playing together, and I'm so very excited to do something. And as far as that goes, I would just like to try to do like a mantra groove, sit on a carpet, legs crossed, put some low repeating beats there and not be overcomplicated, just have fun. Some songs that I traditionally like are like, I don't know, like Sura, Como Vet, Maki Madani. I love that one. Do we know that? Maki Madani, Maki Madani, oh no, no, ne punja, don't ne ne. I have no clue. Anywho, I think the world needs a little bit more crossover. Oh, cool, man. I do a little bit, but it's a little bit too more traditional for me. And then for just different places in the world, I've been turned on to different types of music. Like music is one of the great equalizers. One of the great things you can just talk and passion. Oh, cool. Stevie Vai. Wowzer. Stevie Vai is something else, man. If somebody's on here right now watching me, blah, 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 stop this and go watch Stevie Vai play with Zappa Plays Zappa doing the song Zombie Wolf. He's got a white guitar that has a little cutaway where your hand can grab it. Go watch that. Just watch him use the guitar like you've never seen before. It would be like somebody using a knife and you're like, I've never seen anybody use a knife like that before, ever. That's what Stevie Vai does for the guitar. It's like watching a master recreate the instrument in front of your eyes. It's unbelievably amazing. Tell you what, I feel like playing a little bit. Do you mind if I play one of my originals? If you like it, great. If not, there's plenty of stuff to do on the interwebs. I hope you're having a great day there. What do I want to play? Oh, how about like a... fantastic stories, can almost remember those times. Heard those words as you came out your mouth. Faith is something you'll find. I believe you believe what beliefs are, grain like rivers do with rain. God is the first at the table, cursed by those who to blame. If only we were one. Hi, Ever. If only we were one. If only we were one, we'd find a song. Sure would. Oh, thanks for the hearts. I've held your fantastic no. Can almost remember your lies. Heard those words as they came out your mouth. Faith is something you buy. Now I believe you believe what beliefs are, like rivers do with rain. God is the first at the table, yeah, yeah, heard by those who to blame. If only we were one. If only we were one. If only we were one. Find us some. Hi, Kitty. Find us some. Find us some. Yes, Kitschy, do you play another instrument? That one's called If Only We Were One. You can find it on the interwebs if you Google my name, Wago. It's not a great version, but you know, I have the rest of my life to record it again. Any tips to getting better? What instrument do you play if you play an instrument? If you don't? Oh, cool. Check it out. Do you know your scales? Three distinctive ways to play the same scale. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, C, D, E. Okay, C, D, you remind me of Sam Rockwell? Interesting. The actor? Interesting. I know that Sam's a little weird. I get that. I'm weird. I've seen them in many movies. Always my favorite actor when you have a big full cast of people. Generally is. And if you haven't seen the movie Moon, check it out. I think it's called Moon. Might be The Moon. Don't know. Check it out. Sam Rockwell. Very good. Don't spoil it here, you goofs. Oh, Connor. I think I've seen you before. Haven't I? Haven't we talked? Anywho, here's what I would do on the guitar. Here's an A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, A. All of these are the same. By teaching yourself music theory, you could get good at singing and you don't even think about it. Watch this. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. C, D, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D. See how I just did the scale in C, but I sang the note? C, D, E, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E. What you're doing is you're training your brain to hear dyads. When you play the scale, all 7 notes, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, or ma, ga, pa, ma, sa, ma, ra. Anyway, when we go and play those 7 notes and we just do our 1, our 3, 5, and then our 1 again, we have an arpeggio. So you can go, ha, 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 ha. If you do it all the way up in half steps, that trains your brain to hear minor seconds. If you do it in whole steps, notice how I don't do long notes. Those are long flowing legato notes. If you make them short and detached, they become staccato. Staccato notes are great. When you do your scales and learn them by name and do them by singing them, you just automatically start singing that way. If you can hear it as diatones, good on you. That's the hardest one that I'm not really capable of doing, but I've worked at it. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Let's hear a flat 5 in there, so our arpeggios become, that's our 1, 3, 5. Well, now we've got, there's our flat 5. See, that's wrong. It should have been higher. No, I guess that is a 5th. You keep going on and on about it and you try to do those, you know? Well, do it. And Zelda? I love Zelda. Always my favorite thing to put on while working and doing anything. I get down on that, the Wind Maker and original Zelda, of course, just anything. Goated song. Take myself for figuring that on the fly. Right on. Thank you. Groovy, I can't believe you waited this long to sign up to this nonsense channel. I promise that I'll always put something out and I'll always be the same person. This isn't a character, I'm a goofball. I like to keep things clean, and yes, I love taking requests and being goofy. Try to figure out how to get my voice more open and expressive. That may help with that. Cool. There are a couple different ways that we could do that vocally. That is by far one of the best ways. I would start with thirds because it helps you hear major thirds and move through minors. And then sit down at your instrument and find out what your strong notes and your poor notes are. Then you work on 2 notes below and 2 notes above. So if you're doing right here above that, probably like G sharp, A flat is my highest note. So that's where I know that my falsetto or my head voice kicks in. Less of a push from the diaphragm and through the full notes, but more of like an idea of a note and then trying to hit that note on intonation. By doing your arpeggios, ha, 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 it really super helps doing that. Do you have any tips on incorporating arpeggios into jazz solos? I've seen posts on the web and read books, but I still have things not clear. Absolutely. The way I teach modes is a secret. Don't tell anybody else. This channel is just for you. Watch this. Ready? When we play C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, we would have like C major. Well, if you remove that C, you got your C major 7, right? You're just telling me you see that. So the whole idea of the arpeggio is a 1, 3, 5. If we play 1, 3, 5, and then we play the next 1, 3, 5, we get a full arpeggio. Sorry. Oh, I'm starting the wrong one. What we'll concentrate on is just the first scale exercise. So a minor 7th in the key of C would be the B flat, but we're looking for the major 7th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Our T is the 7th scale degree, but it can be played at its lower octave. Try putting that note before your arpeggiated note, and then work on patterns from there. So if I was working on just arpeggios, I would do like 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 5, 3, 5, 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 5, 1, 1, 5, 5. We would just 3, 5, 3, 7, or 8 was that 8? And that's in this quadrant. The idea is putting that 7th right before it allows you to play your standard arpeggio 1, 3, 5, but now you can do your major 7th, root, natural 3, 5, major 7th into a 1. And watch what happens when you play it over a progression like just like what is it, C major 7, maybe to a, that's horrible, 8, D major 7, there we go. Ooh-wee. The little secret I aforementioned is you practice your 1 or your 7, 1, 3, 5, and then you do it in different patterns and add a note that's not inside your arpeggio and try to find that note and use that note to do a run of that modus. Now, I don't want to go too much into depth because it just loses people, and I understand the nobody cares anyway, except for you and me right now, Connor. So if we're doing like something like C major 7 and I wanted to do a 7, 1, 3, 5, 7, 1, 7, 4. Well, what is the 4th scale degree in the key of C? C, D, E, F. So if we have F and we know that F is F Lydian, we can use that note that's not part of our 7, 1, 3, 5, 7, 1, 4. I moved from my idea of doing my arpeggio hit the note of F, which felt awkward because it's not part of those 4 notes. It's not a B, it's not a C, it's not an E, it's not a G. But when I hit the F, I have F, G, A, B natural, because we're playing F Lydian with the sharp 4. The idea is you have to play patterns, and then whenever you accidentally hit a note that's not inside of your pattern of arpeggio, whatever your chord is, the note that makes it special, then you do a run with the other mode related inside of that key. And always the best part of a mode is the half step. Always. So the meat and potatoes, the thing that you're always like, is going to be the E to F in the key of C, or B to C. If you do a minor 7th, you can move in and out of key by keeping minor seconds, and if there a period of time when you do enough minor seconds to see which ones work and which ones don't, you just omit the ones that suck. I hope that helps you on your quest to be versatile on the fretboard. It's actually super duper helpful. Oh, great. I hope that's helpful, because the aha moment that comes from being like even blues. E blues, right? Arpeggiate this with that flat 7. Hear how those run? Don't forget your augmented chords. Ow! I'm a steamroller, baby. Gonna roll on over you. I'm a steamroller, baby. Yes, I'm gonna roll on over you. Yeah, you can play the exact note over that sequence, or you can just change up the sequence by 1 note. So like on here, we're playing an E7 for a dominant note, so I could have like a... add in that flat 3. Atonal, go out of key, walk it up the same way you would walk a E, F sharp, G, G sharp, A. A is gonna go down to G because you have your A major built off of your C chord. Pull it on back down. You have your G, A major, G, but you don't need to play the whole sticking thing, only the dyads. All you really need are 2 of those harmonies to make beautiful music, beautiful music. Tail it out with a... Notice that, the pentatonic just fit off the end. Then back into the B. Why did the pentatonic work there? E minor is in the key. It's the common chord of E major, and because blues is so quick, versatile, you can flatten that 3 and naturalize it. You can do that to the 6, the 7. It's really cool. Anything that's a minor or a major in any of these keys are versatile. That beard looks terrible. Thank you, Margaret. It's good to see you. Different. I'd rather play jazz. And this isn't original. If you don't like it, and I hope you do, stick around. Maybe sub if you haven't already subbed to it. talk about the weather. I scream, no, not another day of this. Forgetting all the others are just not at bliss. No, not this time, like we will. Talk about the times we had. Feel so happy, I feel so glad. About 30 years, 31. Maybe I don't have the time. Maybe now. No, laying stones side by side, watching as some change over time, searching out in others what ladies contain, until we do. Are we too late? Lock the gate behind you if you're on your way. If not, you plan to stay. Here's that arpeggio. Are we too late? Lock the gate behind you if you're on your way. If not, you plan to stay. Not too tough to ease your day. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, no, no, not too tough to ease your day. That's one of my originals. I enjoy it. I hope you did too. Cheers for the advice. Yeah, I hope. Yeah, music theory is fascinating, and what I realize is the more you know about music theory, it makes sense inside your head while you're playing. But to be able to have a conversation with somebody on that level, they have to have to know the same terms, and it's fun being able to share information with people and have them go, "Oh, that makes perfect sense." Like, why major 7 chords? B flat major 7 is almost exactly like an F6 chord or a D minor 7. They are ipso facto the same types of tonalities that you use. You just don't think about it while you're doing it. Thanks for sharing. Listening to you is very helpful. I learned by ear and also have the basic Cool. That's all you need to be able to do what I'm doing right here. If you make your superpower 5 minutes every day is studying, it turns out to this. I had a teacher that said you're playing too loud, you don't know what dynamics are, and you need to work with a metronome. As soon as you sit down and go C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, you have all 3 patterns. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do turns into a workable knowledge of C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G, D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D, A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, A, E, F sharp, G sharp, A, B, C sharp, D sharp, E, B, C sharp, D sharp, E, F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, B, F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, B, C sharp, D sharp, E sharp, F sharp, and then C sharp, D sharp, B sharp, A sharp, B sharp, C sharp, it has all the sharps. Once you go through all those and you just see them, that's where the core of your practice comes from. So today we talked about arpeggios in this stream. 1, 3, 5, 1. If you do nothing else but you just practice every day for 5 minutes, you will find that at the end of a week you go, it's a little bit of the right hand stuff too. I generally don't show my right hand. Let me show that. This is called a alternating picking. You can also do down, down, which is economical. Down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, 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 So the idea is, find somebody like myself, a doot-to-do musical guru, come back to the channel, ask questions, go to all the channels, take in all of the comments, look for the real questions, look inside the question box, and at the end of the day, don't take yourself too seriously, because it doesn't matter if you know D minor or D minor or D minor 7 or D minor 6 or extension chords or how to augment them. None of it matters as long as you know a couple chords and you're having fun. And I guess once you learn a little bit of music theory, Fern, where you're at, I would say start teaching on a very basic level. Whatever you dig on, stay in the lane and do that. I teach a lot of kids how just to play the same chords every day. And every day I sometimes have kids that are just like, I don't get it. And we've been doing this for 4 months. It teaches you to be a more effective person as far as communicating. And it also gives you a little bit more communicating skills and patience, which is something I think we all need at this point. And Connor, if you didn't jump on that, I think 16, I started playing music. A buddy of mine put a guitar in my hand and it was overwhelming. I played a D minor 7 and I was like, that's funny. When am I ever going to use this chord? Mind blowing. The hubris of just how doot-to-dooey I was when I was 17 compared to 27, 37. And I'm 44. I think when I turn 47, I'll be pretty evened out. I don't know. I don't want to get into the whole ramifications of what our world is and how to live in it, but I'm having a rough go at it. I'm just making the best of it. I'm very much enjoying YouTube, though, and meeting a bunch of different people who also are in pain and suffering and have a lot of stuff that they want to be heard and loved. And it's amazing, interesting thing when you drop the person who you were and look at the person you are, and you don't notice who you are in the mirror, and you don't understand the things that you do have having any significance. And a lot of the times that goes hand in hand with being an artist, depression, chemical imbalances, maybe a little bit of abusive relationships or dynamics. Those lead to songs. So what I want to do is I have a student come up here in just a moment, and I'm really thankful for everybody being here. I'm either going to take a request and play it, or I'm just going to play an original. If I don't see a request, something that I kind of recognize, or a song offering to the gods, and I'll try and play it for you. Whatever that song is. Can anybody name that little groove? How come nobody told me my A was out of tune? Connor, where are you at, buddy? I even did a video today about 5 mistakes or 5 things players do that show that they're amateurs or noobs. One is not tuning. Seriously, you gotta take yourself a little less seriously. I went on somebody's channel the other day and I was like, fun. They're like, what's fun about it? And I was like, just the way that you're talking and you're explaining something. They're like, blah, 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 blah. I was like, all right, buddy. I was trying to be nice. I'll retract my comment. I won't comment anymore. In fact, I took a year or 2 off just commenting at all on anything. The only social media that I do is YouTube's, and you're watching it. I really don't interact with anything else. When I'm home, I watch stuff like informational or fun, like Y-Files with Elliot, or natural harmonic minor. What key? Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. That was Jethro Tull, by the way. That was just grooving on harmonic minor. I mean, natural harmonic minor works. I mean, it is natural minor, but when you play any harmonic means adding the lending tone or the leading tone. So when you have 7 notes in any key, how do you make a major a minor? Did you pick a key? A minor, please? Great. So let's look at A major, because all music is viewed through the eyes of the major. When we play C, no sharps and flats. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G. When we go to D, same scale pattern, but then we add C sharp and F sharp. D, E, F sharp, G, D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D. And then when we go to A, there are 3, hi Peter, there are 3 sharps in the key, because we added the F sharp from G. We added the C sharp from D, and now we're adding the G, which is right before A. A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, and then A. Thank you, Peter. Good. I'm glad audio's coming through. It was patchy this morning. Wah, wah. So when we play do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, and do, we have A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, and A. How do you make any major or minor? Flatten the 3, flatten the 6, and flatten the 7th. It just so happens in the key of A major, the 3 sharps are the 3, 6, and 7. So the reason why C major and A minor share a key signature and are called relative major and relative minor, or natural minor, or aeolian as its modus, is because when you flatten the 1, you natural 1, natural 2, flatten the 3, 4, 5, flatten the 6, flatten the 7th, and the 1, you get that sound. If you did it with the other fingering scale pattern, this is our major. So flatten the 3, flatten the 6, and flatten the 7th. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. So what is a harmonic minor? You add back in the note that was already in the A major, the natural major 7th. A, B, C, D, E, F, G sharp, A. Ugh, I think I just had a music-gasm. When you do this and you have a chord that's like, A minor, 7, D minor, 7, G minor, into a G major 7, back into the A. Kind of feels like there's a mouse staring out of the window. His feathers are trapped in the slings, husked by some gunsling a parrot whose jealousy ain't got no thing. Watch what. Listen to that note. That's what your harmonic minor does. It throws back in the tone that feels like it's gonna go into A major, A minor. What is A's relative major and minor? F sharp minor would be the relative minor. So, ta-da. I hope that was a good question. Mind blown? It is mind-blowing. I hope that I'm able to communicate the concepts behind this efficiently. If everybody had a great time doing this, and I hope you did, please subscribe. I have got to go. I have a student standing out right now, and I just want to get out there and teach them music. What up, dope? Peter, it's good seeing you here today. I will be doing more and more of these live things. If nothing else, do me a solid. Share this with somebody if you dig it. Anyway, aloha. Yeah, it is a good song.